How's it going, guys? I'm gonna attempt to make this video. I hope the wind doesn't really totally kill this video. It's super windy out here today, so I've got my rifles on the ground and I got my camera down, so hopefully I can block the wind a little bit. But anyway, I'm out here shooting by myself, and I thought I'd make a quick video just talking about. I have a couple rifles with me today, and I wanted to kind of discuss some of the pros and cons of each one of these and kind of do like a little comparison vid, just kind of for fun. What I have is I have my 1022, my Ruger 1022 in the Troy Industries T22 stock. I've had this for a while, and it is absolutely my favorite tactical 22 that I have, and it's super cool. Like, it has all the function and reliability of a 1022 with the coolness of that tactical Troy Industries stock. So. And up top I have the Savage Mark II Bt Vss. They're both chambered in 22 long rifle. Kind of ignore that fact for this video. We're not talking about caliber specific stuff. We're just talking about the overall class of firearms, such as the semi-automatic versus the bolt action. So I want to talk about the pros and cons of each one of these, and then I want you guys to leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys think. I always learn from these videos. Like, there's always something that I don't consider that somebody else mentions, and so I always tend to learn something. So, but the obvious advantages to a semi-automatic rifle is the fact that you can put more rounds downrange quicker, right? It's also one of the biggest advantages is that they tend to have detachable magazines. Although I know that there's some semi-automatics that have like tube magazines, or they have internal magazines you have to use with stripper clips, things like that. So I know that there's some of that goes on, but in general I think the box magazine's pretty common, and so you tend to be able to reload a semi-automatic faster. So when it comes to speed, its definite advantage goes towards the semi-automatic. Also, the semi-automatic has a more varied form factor. Like, the form that you see in front of you here is a tactical carbine type format, and that would include like the AR-15, the AK-47, and those types. But also, you can get semi-automatics in like your standard Sporter edition. So this 1022 came with just a standard 1022 stock, and so it's kind of just like your standard semi-automatic rifle. You know, like the SKS, something like that is a standard Sporter style rifle, but it still has that semi-automatic capability. So it comes in a greater varied form factor, and I think that's a huge advantage when it comes to the adaptability of the semi-automatic. Now, the bolt action rifle, the obvious advantage with that is accuracy. They tend to be a lot more accurate, mainly because your load surfaces and your locking surfaces on the bolt and the action of a semi-automatic, or of the bolt action, can be much more precise. Mainly because when you're running a semi-automatic, you are relying on the autonomous nature of the action. So the action has to cycle itself in order for you to fire the next round. And in order for that to be reliable, the tolerances have to be a lot less precise on a semi-automatic. And so that precision nature of the bolt action affords more reliability. Also, one of the things that the bolt action in general has over a semi-automatic is the fact that it fires more powerful cartridges. Now, I know that there are some semi-automatics that are chambered in like the 50 BMG and 338 Lapua and 30-06, 308, etc., etc. But those tend to be a lot less common. And so, for the sake of this comparison and argument, I'm going to exclude those because of their commonality. So in general, the bolt action has a lot greater power factor, and therefore better long-range ballistics, as well as better like external and terminal ballistics. Another thing to consider with a bolt action, especially in this environment we have today, where ammunition's a lot more scarce, you tend to use a lot less ammunition when you're shooting a bolt action rifle versus a semi-automatic. It tends to be that when you are firing a bolt action, you take more time and you're more precise. You just have a tendency to be psychologically more precise with the bolt action, knowing that you have one shot. Whereas a semi-automatic, people tend to get on the bang switch a lot faster, and they tend to really rock and roll, and there's less accuracy per round expended. Now, that can be overcome by discipline and self-control and training, but I think in general, you use a lot less ammunition with more precision when you're shooting a bolt action, and I think that that's an advantage as well. Anyway, guys, hopefully you found that interesting. I really am interested to hear what you guys have to say and what you would choose. What I would choose between each one of these, if like the poo-poo hit the proverbial rotational device, right, would be a semi-automatic. I would probably choose a semi-automatic over a bolt action if I had to choose one of these. I would really, in particular, use like a more tactical semi-automatic with an intermediate scope, because I live in an area where it's very open spaces, and long-range shots are still going to be a much more viable thing around here versus someplace like Missouri or back east where there's a lot of forest and less visibility. So I think a semi-automatic would do better for me. But like my SPR, my Project SPR would probably be my #1 pick. But the bolt action, because I do a lot of hunting, the bolt action to me is an invaluable tool. That precision, power factor, I don't know where it can be replaced. So to me, the bolt action is an invaluable tool. But anyway, let me know what you guys would choose. Be honest with yourself and honest with the discussion. I think it'd be really cool to hear what you guys have to say. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, take a moment to sign into YouTube and hit that like button. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, we're going to have a bunch more in the future. And guys, I always appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya. Now, I always carry a knife on me, and the knife varies a lot, but I'll tell you what, I've had one knife for the last month that I've been carrying, and it's absolutely awesome, and it's probably one of my favorite knives of all time, probably my absolute favorite knife of all time, and that is the Lion Steel SR2 in that red anodized aluminum. Just a phenomenal blade. It's awesome. It's beautiful. It just feels really good in hands. Like the fit and finish is amazing, and it's just a sweet blade. It's one of, like I said, it's got to be my favorite blade ever. And this has been riding in my pocket